I am Dr. Shravan Quadros. I am district microbiologist working under Hospicio Hospital. Now we have shifted to South Goa District Hospital. I have been working here from past 7 years, and our main achievement has been this in this pandemic is setting up of the RT-PCR COVID lab. Tomorrow we are completing 2 years of our COVID lab, successfully running 24/7 throughout the year, and we have done almost 2 lakhs plus RT-PCR tests along with the antigen, almost covering to about 5 lakh tests done till date. One thing I want to tell is this journey was not very easy. We started off as 3 microbiologist doctors along with just couple of technicians. We started the lab in 2020, wherein our duties were very hectic. We were running more than 12-hour shift, starting from 8 o'clock in the morning till 5 p.m. in the evening, and then the night shift would start again at 5 p.m. till next day 8 a.m. It was very tough to handle things initially, but as and when time passed, we got more staff, more machines, and our testing capacity increased. But before this, I would say we were the only lab in South Goa who were catering to the needs of whole South Goa. That time we were the first lab in the premises of South Goa District Hospital to start COVID-19 testing. This journey actually began in March 2020, wherein I was a doctor and 2 of my technicians were sent to Ponda to set up the first lab that side. We got trained, then we moved on to Chikalin where we set up another lab there. After that we were called back to my main hospital here in Hospicio to set up the new lab. So with my 2 other colleague doctors, the microbiologist doctors, we started off this RT-PCR lab in this hospital. 1 month was very hectic. We had to keep our personal lives aside and give our soul to this lab to cater to the needs, because we were the only lab in the South Goa. There were no private COVID labs running that time. So we were under such a stress and we had to meet the demands of the people. Still, we made sure we gave our best, and we were running almost 500 tests per day. So over the time, after a month, we were joined by 3 more staff of ours. They are the MSc microbiologists. So because of them, it was little easier for us to cope up with the needs of testing, reporting, report generation, even dispatching the reports to the people. There were crowds of people who were coming outside the lab inquiring for reports, asking why there is delay. There was so much of pressure on us that we had to handle the lab as well as the outside, the crowd. But as and when there were even abuses for us and threats to our job, like people came and started threatening us, but that did not let us down. We had a strong support with us. That time our medical superintendent Dr. Ira was there. So she, along with our lab in charge, he is Dr. Siano, they were very supportive, and we came through the phase. There was a time wherein the lab was under such a stress that there were thousands of samples lying outside our lab waiting to be tested. But then our technicians were very dedicated and they worked wholeheartedly, and we gave our best to running to up till a maximum level of 900 to 10,000 tests in a 24 hours time. We made sure that we were trying to give our best. There have been outbreaks like the Mongoor Hill. Though it is in Vasco, it was our staff who went there like a flying squad. They swabbed the people, they brought the samples, and we were the ones who had tested them. The Mangur Hill, and then there was Monte Hill, Moti Dongur, what we call in Margam. That also at times there were international travelers coming down to Goa. There were cruise liners wherein our flying squad, our doctors, our nursing staff would go to the cruises, would go to the airports. They would swab mass, like it was a mass swabbing. They would swab and bring the samples to our lab. And that time it was like a pressure. Collectorate staff would wait at our doors for the reports every like half an hour to 1 hour. okay, what is the progress of the testing? We would say yes, we are giving. And within that given time frame, we were under such a pressure that we would do the testing and give the reports. We did our best. Even there was, when the trains were started, the domestic trains, the passengers were, when they were brought down, they were kept in the stadiums. So we had to test even their samples and release their reports as soon as possible. Our staff has done the best, and they have given within that at least the minimum time, whatever was needed, we have taken that and we have given them the reports. Collectorate staff was always hovering over the head, even during the night hours. I remember everyone, the staff would wait outside the door of my lab and ask, "Doctor, how many reports are ready?" And I would say, "Okay, only 10. He would say, "Okay, fine, give me those 10. I am happy." So it was like that. It was tremendous pressure from all sides. Our MS was asking us, somebody else on top was asking our medical superintendent, what is the progress? So from top to down at our level, we faced such a pressure, but ultimately we came out from it. First wave, second wave, and now third wave is also gone by. Hopefully the fourth wave doesn't come, but still we are prepared for the worst, because we have seen the first and the second wave, wherein we have done n number of tests. 1000 tests is not a joke, okay? And our staff is also very dedicated. They are much trained. Our lab is upgraded now. Over time we have got new machines. We have enough staff also, and they are well trained, and we are ready for even the fourth wave if it comes. And I am very happy to say that tomorrow we are completing 2 years of our RT-PCR lab, covering almost around 5 lakhs along with our swab center, and it's a great achievement to say. And another thing I would say is, we as microbiologists, people have recognized us since the start of the pandemic. We were working before that. We were doing cultures, we were doing dengue testing and all other infectious diseases. We have even upgraded our microbiology lab with higher machines like BacTech, YTech, CB9, which we test even for tuberculosis. But nobody knows that microbiologist is working behind. It is like for them it's a lab, a pathologist is working, but nobody knows it's a microbiologist. Since the pandemic started, every microbiologist was on their toes, running day and night, struggling to cope up with the needs to help people in the pandemic. And I really feel great that I am a microbiologist, and I am very proud to say that we have done so much in this pandemic, and I am hoping to look forward to better things for betterment of the people.
I'm Shrutika Borkar. I'm working as a microbiologist, MSc in a COVID lab of South Goa District Hospital. We are accompanied by 3 of our doctors, MD microbiologists, and 3 of my colleagues like MSc microbiologists, and we have staff here as lab technicians and data entry workers. So we had joined this COVID-19 since it started in June 2020 and working till date. We have faced, this was a different thing like we have experienced because of this pandemic, and testing was done. We were working in shifts. The night shifts were really very hectic. We had forgotten about the festivals, the public holidays, and we were just keen into work all the time. And our doctors, the heads, everybody was asking for the reports. We were pressurized from outside, like everybody wanted to know their reports for medical purpose, maybe for other related issues like travel purpose. Everybody wants to know their reports as soon as possible, and that was one of the pressures which we had faced. Then we also tried to, we worked as a family. First of all, we worked as a family. We didn't have any issues regarding that, and everybody was cooperative. We had just left behind our personal life and really focused on this pandemic, and nobody was complaining as such. We were all into it, and this was my experience in this COVID-19. We have learned a lot. Different machines were bought. We were given training by our doctors. Okay, and we were even told to work in other labs where there were less staff, and we were even placed in other labs. Like I myself was deployed to Ponda ID hospital because of less staff there. And so we did not complain about it, because this was after all for the people whom we were doing the work, and with the hope that something bright in the future, we would get to see something good in the future, and hoping so that we have a good future after all. That's